Hey, runners, Saturday, December 7th, and it's official now. I have officially done my first mile race on the track. So this morning, my wife and I went out to Skyline High School, which is in East Mesa. It's quite a trek from our place, 30 some miles from here, but definitely well worth it. It was my first ever a mile race with EV1, East Valley 1 mile. It's a well organized race that's open to anyone of all levels, and there were definitely people of all levels out there today. It's basically a mile race, whatever you can run for 4 laps and 9 meters. Um, yeah, just go out there and challenge yourself. So, the way this came about, my wife has done some shorter events, and I did too earlier in the year. And it was definitely uh, something out of the box for me because I'm used to doing a 5K, 10K, half marathon, and such. So, um, yeah, earlier in the year we did sprint pentathlon. Excuse me, pentathlon. Um, Basically 5 events. You know, it was a 100, 200, 400, 800, and then a 1500 race. Not in that particular order, but yeah, it takes a couple hours to do that, and it was scary, challenging, but fun at the same time. So we started to, or at least my wife started to do the mile races put on by EV1, and she really liked it. I went out there and watched her race, and she did quite well. And I kicked it around and decided to sign up for this event. I signed up actually, it was on Black Friday. They had a sale, I think it was $10, normally 15, and it's for a great cause. Basically, all the money goes to the school that allows them to run there. So this was Skyline High School out in Mesa. There is a prize, money prize, for the what they call Money Mile. That is the fastest heat for both the men and women. And today was interesting because I think she's a pro. Her first name's Leah. Um, I think her best is like a either 49 or 39. I can't recall, but she ran like a 4:56 today. Um, with a strong field, and my wife was in that field as well. Although I think my wife did a 5:51, which is still pretty good. It pales in comparison to how Leah ran. Of course, it's just she's in a different level. So Leah took home $200 plus, I believe it was like $200 for first place, and then there's a little bit of money for second and third, both for men and women. And on the men's side, the finishing time was 4:16, which is just phenomenal. Watching those guys just tear it up, and all 11 participants for the men's Money Mile ran sub 5 minute. That's crazy. How did I do? So kind of a mixed bag, if you will. My overall time was 7:10, give or take. I think about 2 seconds because when I crossed the line, I stopped my watch and it said 7:09, and that was just after I crossed the line. So it doesn't really matter. It's only 1 or 2 seconds off. But more importantly, I didn't run my race the way I envisioned it. So my goal was to run a sub 7 minute mile. So I was in the first heat, and originally there were 12 participants in our heat, but only turned out to be about 8, maybe even less. So the gun goes off, and I'm in lane, I think 3 or 4. And in the mile, you can make your way to the inside lane as soon as possible. Of course, making sure that you are not cutting someone off. So when the gun went off, I made a beeline, like a sprint basically, to the inside lane. And I was going a lot faster than I wanted to. I wanted to hit the first 400 in around 147. Um, yeah, 147, 148. And I hit the first 400 in approximately 130. I was in the lead and I went out way too hard. So as I was rounding the turn, as I'm approaching 500, I can hear a younger boy, approaching, and he passed me. I think right around it was about the 700 mark, approximately, and yeah. So I relinquished the lead at that point, and I was definitely slowing up quite a bit on that second quarter mile. So at 800 meters, I was coming in. I don't know. It was probably, since I wasn't really tracking the splits. I'm not hitting my splits every lap. I'm just focusing on each lap and just trying to run a strong race. But from what my wife was saying, it was probably close to about like a minute 48 or so. So at that point, and I do remember seeing the clock around 323, 320 for the halfway mark, which was going to put me at 640 to 646. That I would have loved. But, I was dying. I went out way too quick the first lap and, slowed down a bit on the third. I did pick it up on the last lap a bit. I think I closed with a 140, 145 around there, which is a workout I can do when I'm doing 400 workouts. But I was dying. I didn't have a very strong kick at all, like I normally would. But I'm very happy. I ended up 710, not a sub 7, which I know that I can do if I run the race smart and stick to plan and not get out there so quick. So yeah, it's a learning lesson for me. The next mile race is on January 25th. I believe this one is a late afternoon, right around sunset. So I'm thinking about it. We shall see, um, as we get closer. So, anyways, it was a great race and lots of people coming out to support. I don't think there were as many participants and or supporters out there today. Maybe just because the time of the year with the holidays just around the corner, people are out shopping or getting ready for parties and such. But Ruben and Karina always put on a great event these last couple of races that we've been to. So they are definitely much appreciated. Their group is EV1 Mile, stands for East Valley 1. So if you get a chance to check them out, please do so. They're great folks out there. So a wonderful day. Temperature was outstanding. Probably it was a little chilly when we first got out there at 8 o'clock, and I did my warm up at close to 8:30, and then it warmed up. But yeah, overall, a really fun day, and that is all. That's a recap of my very first mile race out at Skyline High School, Mesa, Arizona. And thanks for watching. If you like what you see, please hit the thumbs up down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet to this YouTube channel, please do so at the very bottom so that you can get updates on the latest content as I release them. Thanks again, everyone. Have a great weekend.